A little more than a week from today, American Heartland is supposed to break ground. A theme park to compete with Disney and Universal and their world-class theming, combined with an astonishing collection of rides. What could be a top 5 theme park in the world is about to break ground. Now, they're not actually breaking ground on the theme park just yet, but the construction on their RV park and campground is going to start on Monday, October 31st. Now, this is a huge deal. A lot of projects of this size don't really get carried out to plan. It is really crazy to see a huge developer and entertainment company start a brand new $2 billion theme park. There's been a couple of these far-fetched dreams in the past that have never gotten anywhere past planning, so this is a good start, I guess. However, 2026 is a ways away, and with the pending economic uncertainty on the horizon, who knows if an investment like this is going to be followed through with, and if it does, even get a good return on the investment. But what I know is, while the dream of American Heartland is still alive, we could talk about how likely it is to actually be built, and how good it will actually be. So with that, let's take a deep dive into the uncertain future of this new for 2026 theme park. So the first red flag that I have with this park is that it's literally being built in the middle of nowhere, Bonita, Oklahoma. Besides cheap real estate, I have no idea what the appeal of this area is. Like, have any of you heard of this place before the announcement of this park? Because I haven't. The only thing here is a couple of lakes and a historic town, not a lot of infrastructure to support a theme park. The population of Bonita is 5,189, which honestly I don't even know if that's enough people to staff a year-round theme park. To put this into perspective, Universal Studios Hollywood, a single-gate theme park, employs roughly 10,000 different people every year. It's crazy. Now, Universal's obviously a lot bigger with all their hotels and City Walk, but still, that's double the population of the entire city, where obviously not everyone is going to work at the theme park. And that is kind of my next point. Even if you can get all the infrastructure to get this park up and running, how many people are you going to get to visit here? Now, on announcement, whoever was in charge said that American Heartland is going to pull 4.9 million guests in the opening year. Now that is just completely a laughing matter. If they managed to pull almost 5 million guests, this would be the 10th most visited park in the world, behind Disney parks, Universal parks, SeaWorld parks, and some larger individual parks. It would be crazy. It would be 1 million more guests than Cedar Point gets a year. Like, okay, sure, I believe this number could be achieved in 5 years after park opening, but to say it's gonna happen the first year is absolutely wild. I would love for this park to have an amazing advertising campaign and pull this many people because I would love to see this park thrive. However, I think it's just being unrealistic. For more perspective, let's look at the surrounding area. We know Bonita has a population of 5,000, not pulling too many visitors from there. The next city over will be Tulsa and has a population of 411,000, and even then, that's a smaller sized city. And to make matters worse, it's a 1-hour car ride away. The first real city that you hit is Oklahoma City, and that is 2.5 hours away. I just find it kind of crazy that they chose here out of all places, but they must know something that I don't. Now, most theme parks are built in areas where it's easy to pull a lot of everyday visitors, like near populated cities, and we know this does not really have that. So let's look at other parks that are also on the more rural scene. Both Dollywood and Silver Dollar City are pretty rural parks that are popular. Combined, they get a total of 4.7 million visitors. To remind you, American Heartland says they can expect 4.9 their opening year. So that's the combination of two parks, and still you aren't at the numbers that American Heartland is at. To be fair, American Heartland is trying to be a resort destination like Disneyland or Disney World, where families would come out and visit and stay. Now, Dollywood and Silver Dollar City aren't like this, and they're not on the level of detail as American Heartland, but they both are pretty damn good parks. So this is why I'm skeptical about this whole project. We have not even started talking about money yet, which to be short is very sus. $2 billion is a massive sum of money, and the only thing that Mansion Entertainment has to their name is a theater in Branson, Missouri. So I don't know who's giving the money when what investor would think building a mega resort in rural Oklahoma is a good idea, but what matters is they somehow have the funds. Now, funds is the one thing stopping us from building a theme park on our own. It will be the one thing to stop this project. If they had the funds, the park will open. It doesn't matter how many people they bring. If the money is flowing, the park is going. Because of this, you also have to look at the current state of the US economy, which I am no expert with being a senior in high school, but from what I understand, nothing is guaranteed in the next 3 years, but who really cares? So we talked a lot about why I don't think this is gonna happen, which is boring. Who cares if this park is built or not? Let's just have some fun analyzing what this could be if it does get built. At the end of the day, we have no control over any of this. We will just show up and be amazed at this theme park when it gets built. So let's dive into the real question of this video. Why does American Heartland look so good? Like I said, American Heartland is trying to be a resort destination. They are building an absolutely massive campground, a 4-star hotel, a water park, and a world-class theme park. They want this to be a destination that the whole family visits. One thing is for sure, if all else fails, there will be some demand for a campground, which they are starting construction on the 30th. So this world-class theme park is world-class because it combines theming with extreme coasters, something that's not really done at all in the US. If you go to Europe or Asia, it's constantly done, but here it's really not. We kind of talked about this already, but there are two different audiences for coasters in the US. Those that want to bring their whole family out to enjoy a day at Disney, or those who go to Adrenaline, to Six Flags. There's no real in-between. That's why all extreme coasters have no theming. The only people that do it are Universal, and that's pretty much it. So that's why American Heartland looks so promising. It has insane levels of theming that is complemented by a solid ride lineup. Now, theming can be done well and not well. But don't fret, Disney Imagineers are on the project. Now, I don't think Imagineers will just freely build the theme park of their dreams. They are on even more of a budget than they were on when working with Disney. However, because they have so many ex-Disney Imagineers and ex-Universal creative team members, they know how to properly build a theme park. Now, this may not result in Disney-level theming, but it will result in a plan, a design, and an execution that works and will satisfy people's needs. This is the first step I would take if I was building a theme park too. Get people who know what they are doing on the project. So now we're just going to talk about the theme park, because that's what's fun to do. This park is divided up into 6 lands that all play into an American theme. There's one for the future, one for the great expanses of the cornfields we had, there's one for a cool looking harbor. It's a super diverse set of lands that all make up one central theme. In my eyes, it's absolutely stunning. We'll talk about each land individually, starting with Liberty Square. Liberty Square is the main street of American Heartland. It's the land that you walk into when first visiting the park. This is the land that I am going to spend the least amount of time talking about because, well, it's mainly gift shops and restaurants, which is not really our type of thing. It looks to be a really cool entrance into a theme park, and with the cars in the streets, it really gives off heavy American vibes. I don't know really what else to say here. Starting counterclockwise from Liberty Square, we have the Great Plains. Here we actually have an IP, and that is Charlotte's Web. This land will be home to 2 attractions, Barnstormers, what I assume to be a flying theater, and a show about American heritage. From the concept art, the queue for the flying theater looks absolutely stunning, and I think it could be a really good ride if pulled off correctly. Soarin' Over California is one of my favorite rides at California Adventure, but I have done other flying theaters and they don't feel as intimate as Soarin' does. Maybe it's just the nostalgia and the music, but I'm kinda going on a tangent here. I'm just saying American Heartland's flying theater has a lot of potential to be really good. Somewhere between the next land and Bayou Bay, there's going to be a large-scale wood coaster, which is really cool to see. It is much harder to theme a wood coaster well, so I'm looking forward to what American Heartland does with this. Just past the wood coaster, there is Bayou Bay, and there's a lot happening here. The highlighting attraction is the Swamp Thrill ride, which I assume to be some sort of water ride, most likely a rapids ride, and there's also the Pirate Sun Show, which looks to have a really big theater. The sun shows at Disney and Universal parks are amazing, so if they are on the same level, then for sure it is going to be very good. There's also 2 attractions marked Critter Tales and Voodoo House, but I don't have a good guess as to what they are. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. The next land over is Big Timbers Falls, which is home to Bigfoot Falls. This is a forest-themed area that looks absolutely stunning. The highlighting attraction is a log flume that is built into a fake mountain. I think this has potential to be really cool, especially if the mountain looks as tall as it does in the concept art. But even if it's not insanely tall, I can expect a good flume ride that competes with Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Timber Mountain Log Ride. The next land is Stony Point Harbor and is home to a dark ride themed to Ghost. If this is pulled off well, I think it could be a world-class dark ride. Like, the concept art looks amazing. I feel like I'm saying this for every attraction. The concept art and the idea on paper looks so cool. So if the execution is anything like the art, then I'm absolutely looking forward to visiting the park. The last land is Electropolis, which is the highlighting land at the park. It's themed to an American innovation and has an electric theme. It gives off a really good vibe, and it is topped with what seems to be an Infinite Blitz, which is a world-class coaster in of itself without even factoring in the theming. So that's the park for you. We're kind of running out of time in this video, so here is a quick summary of the park. If this park opens, it will be world class for sure. All these lands look to really immerse you in their respective environment, and the attractions all make sense and work well with the themes. The concept art just looks absolutely stunning, and if it's executed like they say it will be, a top park in America will be made. That's really it for today's video, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts on this park are and if you're going to check it out when it opens. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.